Hello? I'm sorry for the abrupt end to that stream yesterday, but my ISP was just being very, very bad. And long story short, it was an issue with the building itself. The wiring was screwed up, so we had to actually go fix it. So they came, they fixed it. I got new wires, so we should be good. But you never know. I might randomly cut out for some weird reason, but I think we are pretty much good to go. So I think we cut off at a 20-minute mark. So I was writing the FNAF section for the architecture. So I thought the stream was going to reload itself, so I continued writing on. So there's a little bit that I added in there. But we're going to read this over again just to be on the safe side. I do feel like I'm going to add a little bit more, though, because it's still kind of short compared to the other sections. Then today, we should be able to start the new section. I can't really stream that long today, at least for this, because I'm actually playing through Silent Hill F right now, because I actually want to do a video on that. So I got to dedicate at least a couple hours to that. Then later on tonight, I'll be doing sprite animation. But we can get some work done before I have to go to chow, so let's get right to it. So, some spaces are meant to protect us. Police stations keep us safe. Mental institutions help rehabilitate... excuse me. Mental institutions help rehabilitate the mentally ill. Pizzerias are a place of food and fun. I'm going to change that. But in horror games, these spaces are turned against you. The betrayal isn't sudden. It's slow, creeping, woven into the walls, and in the very design of the building. You walk in thinking you know every turn and every corner, but your assumptions get challenged. Take the RPD in Resident Evil 2. On paper, it's a fortress, a police station designed to protect. But once you step inside, the illusion cracks. Hallways twist in ways that feel almost unnatural. Rooms seem to stretch out farther than you remember. Zombies can appear in places you once thought secure. Even doors and windows can become deadly traps. The building itself feels alive. The place meant to shelter you from the T-virus outbreak now hunts you. Every familiar corridor becomes a potential threat. Every safe room is a fragile sanctuary. Then this Fatal Frame 4, set entirely in a mental institution on a secluded isle. This is a place where the mentally ill came seeking help, care, and rehabilitation. But here, the environment itself betrays that promise. Hallways stretch endlessly, rooms subtly shift, and the shadows of the past make themselves known. Ghosts do more than scare. They're actively trying to harm you, which I did mention before. Like, Fatal Frame 4 ghosts are arguably the most aggressive ghosts in this franchise. Like, they're actually trying to kill you. So, case in point being, for example, the ghost killed off a false protagonist in the earliest moments of the game, which still baffles me that they actually got away with that. The camera obscura does more than just aid you in your journey. It forces confrontations with ghosts, which magnifies the tension. Coupled with the setting as well, places the player in a precarious situation. The mental institute, designed for safety and recovery, twists into a trap, leaving players questioning not only the space but their own perception. This is why I proofread my stuff, just in case. Alright, so FNAF, I have to definitely add a little bit more into. So even in Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF, the security office, the room meant to be your safe haven, is a cage. You cannot escape. You're forced to monitor the cameras and anticipate threats you cannot control. With power limited and resources scarce, you're in a race against time. The animatronics move freely through the spaces you once assumed neutral, and every night teaches you a harsh lesson. The place that should shield you only amplifies your vulnerability. The pizzeria, by extension the security office, becomes a stage for terror. Every beep, every light flicker, or sound cue, part of the psychological trap. Okay, so when this is where the stream cut off yesterday. So I wrote this section because I actually wanted to end this section. I wrote this passage in order to get transitioned into the next section. So people didn't see this. So across these games, a pattern emerges. The environment itself becomes the antagonist. The walls, floors, and doors are no longer neutral. Safe spaces are illusions, which may seem to manipulate expectation and memory. You begin to question, can I trust this place? Can I trust my memory of it? And this is where the horror thrives. The ground beneath you betrays your trust, and even the smallest threat becomes terrifying. So, I do need to add to FNAF a little bit, because FNAF is kind of short compared to the RPD and Rogue Gets Wild. So what do I need to put here? Then again, it's like, it's kind of self-explanatory, but I guess adding more fluff does help out a bit. So, even at Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF, the security office, the room meant to be your safe haven is a cage. You cannot escape. You're forced to monitors and anticipate threats you cannot control. Okay. In FNAF. Okay, actually, let's do this. No. That's fine. In FNAF. Let's move this right here. There we go. FNAF, the material space is twofold. The material space is twofold. Pizzeria itself. So we're trying to be a little bit more descriptive here. So how do I want to do this? God damn, this is a long section. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to do that. That's fine. Surface. On the surface. I'm gonna write some diabolical stuff. I know how to do this. I can do this. On the surface, Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is supposed to be. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is supposed to be. A sanctuary. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is supposed to be a sanctuary. Yeah, we're gonna be cringy. Childhood joy. Yeah, we're gonna be cringe. There we go. I had to put that in quotation marks. We can add a little bit more. We can add like a fluffy sentence. Okay. All right, I think we're good. I think we're actually good. So I can go back to that later, but we'll read this and actually see how it sounds. But I'm pretty sure we're ready to move on to the next section, which I believe is going to be sound. Yes, it should be sound. Oh man, I really went to a lot of detail here. Okay. Some spaces are meant to protect us. Police stations keep us safe. Mental institutions help rehabilitate the mentally ill. Pizzerias are a place of food and fun. But in horror games, these spaces are turned against you. The betrayal isn't sudden, it's slow, creeping, woven into the walls and in the very design of the building. You walk in thinking you know every turn and every corner, but your assumptions get challenged. Take the RPD in Resident Evil 2. On paper, it's a fortress, a police station designed to protect, but once you step inside, the illusion cracks. Hallways twist in ways that feels almost unnatural. Rooms seem to stretch out farther than you remember. Zombies can appear in places we once thought secure. Even doors and windows can become deadly traps. The building itself feels alive. The place meant to shelter you from the T-virus outbreak now hunts you. Every familiar corridor becomes a... I say corridor very weird. My accent starts getting in, so I put a lot of emphasis on the last part. Door, corridor. Every corridor becomes a potential threat. Every safe room is a fragile sanctuary. Then this Fatal Frame 4, set entirely in a mental institute on a secluded isle. This is a place where the mentally ill came seeking help, care, and rehabilitation. But here, the environment shifts. No, but here, the environment itself betrays that promise. Hallways stretch endlessly, rooms subtly shift, and the shadows of the past make themselves known. Ghosts do more than scare. They're actively trying to harm you. For example, the ghost killed off a false protagonist in the early moments of the game. I don't like how that sounds. For example, for example, the ghost killed off a false protagonist in the early moments of the game. I'm gonna rewrite that. Not even protagonists. Okay, there we go. Ghosts do more than scare. They're actively trying to harm you. Not even the protagonists were, excuse me, not even the protagonists were safe from the supernatural threat. Case in point being, the ghosts killed off protagonist. I'm not gonna call her a false protagonist. She was just a protagonist, but she was literally just killed off in like the first 10 minutes. Killed off a protagonist in the first few minutes of the game. The camera obscura does more than just aid you in your journey. It forces confrontations with ghosts, which magnifies the tension. That's fine. Coupled with the setting as well. This places the player in a precarious situation. The mental institute, designed for safety and recovery, twists into a trap, leaving players questioning not only the space but their own perception. Even in Five Nights at Freddy's, the security office, the room meant to be your safe haven, is a cage. You cannot escape. You are forced to monitor cameras and anticipate threats you cannot control. With power limited and resources scarce, you're in a race against time. In FNAF, the betrayal of space is twofold: the pizzeria itself and the security office within it. On the surface, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is supposed to be a sanctuary of childhood joy, and I'm gonna have a tough time saying that with a straight face. But we were trying to be a little bit more dramatic with this one. On the surface, Freddy's Fazbear Pizza is supposed to be a sanctuary of childhood joy, a place for families, birthdays, and safety. Yet in the game world, that illusion is stripped away. The animatronics move freely through spaces you once assumed neutral, and every night teaches you a harsh lesson. The place that should shield you only amplifies your vulnerability. The pizzeria, and by extension the security office, becomes a stage for terror. Every beep, every light flicker, or sound cue, part of the psychological trap. Across these games, a pattern emerges. The environment itself becomes the antagonist. The walls, floors, and doors are no longer neutral. Safe spaces are illusions, which may seem to manipulate expectation and memory. You begin to question, can I trust this place? Can I trust my memory of it? And this is where the horror thrives. The ground beneath you betrays your trust. Excuse me. The ground beneath you betrays your trust, and even the smallest threat becomes terrifying. Okay. I think we're good. This one is really lengthy, this section. I'm going on page 4 already. This is gonna be it's probably gonna be a 40-minute video. We haven't done one of those in a while. Okay, that's good. Do I have my, give me a sec. I gotta grab my iPad. Always keep an iPad filled with notes. Okay. I will always recommend an iPad Air 2. It's $50 and it's lasted me all these years. Okay. So the next section is sound, shadows, and anticipation. Okay, that shouldn't be that bad. Especially since all these games, well, yeah, all these games like abuse those categories for sure. What time is it? Okay. How do I want to start this? Let me write this note down. Give me a second. Need a couple minutes to just reread this. Proud of myself. I didn't talk about the Angala at all in the brain section. This is where I would drink, but we're cutting now, so I can't drink. Okay. We already read this. Alright, I have an idea of how I'm going to do this. So, if the walls, the walls if the walls can turn against you, sound is usually the first sign that things have changed. Usually, first. sign they've changed. If the wall is concerned against you, sound is usually the first sign that they've changed. Okay. I do feel I'm probably gonna do a movie analysis on top of this, but I just haven't decided which one yet. I'm not using Mike Myers or Jason because we already used them before, so I'll probably use Ghostface. He's a cheeky fellow. The multiple Ghostfaces. Horror doesn't just come from what you see. From what you see. Horror doesn't just come from what you see. It's what you hear, or sometimes you don't. If I'm playing Remake, Resident Evil 1 Remake, and I hear that screech from that hunter, I'm like, ah, shit, here we go. Yep. That's. Where is it? Do I have that sound clip? Probably not. Give me a second. Where is it? Cover your ears. Not this one. Do the thing. Not that one too. Yep. That one right there. Oh my god. As soon as I hear, I'm like, god damn it, here they come. And they're not bad in the Resident Evil 1. They're not bad, they're just cheap. Very, very cheap. Combos. Well, they're not OG Hunters. OG Hunters actually had legitimate fighting game combos. They had high lows. But Hunters in Remake, damn it. As soon as you hear the screech, I'm like, okay, it's time to put on my big boy pants because I'm about to get like my ass whooped. Horror doesn't just come from what you see. It's what you hear, and sometimes don't. Sometimes what you don't. Or my favorite, audio cues. Or when the music changes. Especially Resident Evil 0 when Leechman shows up. I'm like, oh great, Rebecca's gonna die. If the walls can turn against you, sound is usually the first sign they've changed. Horror doesn't just come from what you see. It's what you hear, and sometimes what you don't. Okay, so atmospheric game. We'll give atmospheric games that have ambience. We can take examples from that. Again, I'm kind of I have time today, but I actually do want to play Silent Hill F because I actually finally got it yesterday. So I want to do that because eventually, when I have a little bit more free time, I want to do a video on that one. Not your average everyday review, just what I've been doing here for the most part. Because I guess people do like these. So I actually want to dedicate some time to that, and I gotta do sprite animation later tonight. So we'll continue working for a little bit while longer. Then I gotta actually break and go get dinner because weekends dinner is early. And again, just so people are tracking, I am getting deployed next month. November 1st. So I'll be gone for 9 months. So I can't do these streams because of obvious reasons. I can't be streaming on the battlefield, but I'll be able to release videos because it's only like it's only like 12-hour shift. So I'll be able to actually do videos, but can't really do these because can't compromise the mission because you just never know. The enemy might be like, hey, that guy is streaming on YouTube. We know his location. That would be what a way to go. YouTube killed me. No. We can't be doing that. So I want to think about ambience. Where doesn't just come from what you see, it's what you hear, and sometimes what you don't. A floorboard. Floorboard creaks. Floorboard creaks. The door opens. The door opens in the distance. Crows caw, especially the crows. Crows cawing. Oh, there. Oh, that's okay. Sorry. If the wall is turned against you, sound is usually the first sign they've changed. Horror does just come from what you see. It's what you hear, and sometimes what you don't. A floorboard creaks. A door opens in the distance. Crows cawing, and water dripping in the distance. None of it. None of it is explained. None of it is explained. None of it is explained. And that's the point. We have to go off what we hear. We let our mind starts to come up with things. It's actually kind of hilarious. I associate it with danger because, as I mentioned, if I hear that hunter screech, I'm like, oh great, there they are. None of it is explained, and that's the point. That's the point. Wow. HCE. And that's the point. Your brain starts filling in the gaps. 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 Creating threats that don't exist. We jump to conclusions. They don't exist. If the law is concerned against you, sound is usually the first sign they've changed. Horror doesn't just come from what you see, it's what you hear, and sometimes what you don't. A floorboard creaks, a door opens in the distance, crows cawing, and water dripping in the distance. Huh. We go on to repeat ourselves. None of it is explained, and that's the point. Your brain starts filling in the gaps and creating threats that don't exist. And then there's silence. Yeah, silence is a big one. And then there is silence. And which, in my opinion, is worse. Some people think actually hearing the threat is worse. No, not hearing it is just And then there's silence, which is worse. Silence? Whoa. Oh. Okay. Silence. Silence doesn't mean safety. Silence doesn't mean safety. It just means you're waiting for something to come out. Well, it looks like my ISP is now fixed because we did not crash at all. Which kind of sucks. We did get a little bit of work done yesterday, but still kind of sucks because I really wasn't able to like, do anything. Kind of like I didn't fall behind. A day's a day. I mean, it is what it is. There are times where I can't stream or work because I'm doing like a 24-hour shift, but it just sucks because I was off early. I was planning on streaming this as soon as I got out of work. Then I can't stream. This keeps crashing. Why is this crashing? And again, lo and behold, we find out it was the building's wires were kind of like screwed up. So they fixed it and now we're good. Silence doesn't mean safety. It just means you're waiting for something to show up. No, you're waiting for whatever comes next. If it does come. But we won't put that. Whatever comes next. Shadows. Yeah, so, oh yeah, we do that. So we'll give sound its own paragraph. We'll do shadows and anticipation as its own paragraph. Okay, yeah. This doesn't need to be this long, this section. Because as you can see, we kind of went in with the architecture as the enemy, or antagonist. So, shadows. What do I want to say about shadows? So shadows in a way push this farther. Push this farther. Oh yeah, before I forget. So obviously, I got requested to dumb down my writing a little bit, so it'll be a little bit easier to follow, which I can do. It's not that hard. I just gotta do things in a specific way. But one of my videos, I had to do like 5 revisions to it. So if people prefer this style of writing compared to my other videos, just let me know, and I can be a little bit more like descriptive or less descriptive in the videos, because this one I feel is gonna flow a little bit better because I'm putting a little bit more oomph into the writing instead of being what I'm gonna get is my other videos, there's not a lot of oomph. Like we get right to the point and that's it. But this one we're putting a little bit more extra care into it. So if people prefer this, let me know. And I'll just swap over to this style of writing. I don't do this style of writing often. I'm just usually right to the point and that's it. But I know people don't like fluff at times. They just want you to get right into the meat and potatoes. But if people prefer this style compared to my other style, just let me know, and I'll just continue. I'll do this way then. So shadows, in a way, push this farther. Okay, we can talk about like how our eyes are in the dark. So, in the dark, in the dark, in the dark, your eyes never rest. Your eyes never rest. Your eyes never rest. Yeah, we can be more descriptive here. Your eyes never rest. You catch flickers in your peripheral. All right, let me see if I whiff this. I'm gonna totally whiff this because I don't use peripheral often. Damn it! In your peripheral vision, you catch flickers in your peripheral vision. In shapes that shouldn't be there. Whoops. In shapes that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Doubt stays with you. Either way, doubt stays with you. Either way, the doubt stays with you. I need to give an example of that. Okay. Even looking down a hallway feels unsafe. Because, yeah. Case in point being, I'll give an IRL example actually. About a month or so ago, we had to get up at 5:30 in the morning before formation. Well, 6:15 formation, but besides the point. I got my uniform, walking down the hallway, and the power just goes completely out in this whole entire facility. And it's just pitch black. The only lights that are on are the red exit signs. Holy crap! I was like, damn, I'm in a horror game, right? It's pitch black right now. I'm looking down the hallway and all I see is just red. I'm like, whoa. Holy shit. So, obviously I know nothing's gonna happen, but me by myself walking down the hallway is just dark with just like red accents. Like, yeah, this is actually scary. I don't know what's down this hallway. A shadow can be down there. It can be just somebody. Like that type of shit is scary. So even looking down the hallway feels unsafe. Even looking down the hallway feels unsafe. Feels unsafe. Even looking down the hallway feels myself. Either way, the doubt stays with you. I'm about to write some edgy shit. Excuse my French, but yeah, I'm about to write some edgy stuff right now. Darkness stops feeling empty. Darkness starts feeling empty. Darkness starts feeling empty. It becomes something alive. Oh man. Oh, there's the cringe for the stream. It becomes something alive. What was it? I think it was in Fate Stay Night. Dark Chakra's power is just everlasting darkness. I'm like, damn, that's cool. But holy shit, that's edgy. Everlasting darkness. My goodness. We've all been through that phase. All right, I think the next part's anticipation. So let's. I think we've done at least 40 minutes today. Nice. So let's do anticipation, then we could actually wrap it up for this section. And I think I'll go to my iPad and look at my outline later. But I think, yeah, we don't need to make section 2 that long. Okay, let's talk about anticipation. So, anticipation. If I can spell it, sure. Anticipation. Anticipation is the glue that sticks everything together. Oh god. Everything together. Because horror doesn't need to jump at you. Horror doesn't need to jump at you. Horror doesn't need to jump at you right away. Or do they need to jump at you right away? Or do they need to jump at you right away? It's the fact. It's like he's just standing there menacingly, or Red Pyramid Head and Pyramid Head in general. With your first introduction, Pyramid Head in the hallway, he's just standing there. He's not doing anything at all. But you, the player, are like, damn, this is a jacked ass dude, and he looks scary as hell. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's very buff. Did he pull apart those bars? But it's the anticipation that gets you. It's the anticipation. Core doesn't need to jump at you. It's the anticipation that's, no. It's enough. It's enough to make you believe something will. Yeah, there we go. It's enough to make you believe something will. Now, how do we want to go about this? Oh, yeah. Okay. So a hallway feels longer, feels longer, feels longer because you expect something at the end of it. Because you expected something at the end of it. Oh, Code Veronica does this. Oh, I forgot about Code Veronica. So for people who haven't played Code Veronica, during situations where it's kind of hard to describe, there are certain situations where there's something like behind a door, and Claire will like hesitate to open the door. Like the normal door animation won't play out. Like there's like hesitation in the way the door opens, and you start hearing her heart beating. It's like the example being when God, it's been a while since I was Code Veronica. The scene before the scene where Steve jumps through the window, saves you from the Bandersnatch. Alfred was playing fuck games with you and pretty much locked you into that area, and you had no choice but to continue forward. And he told you there was gonna be something over there. You just don't know what it is, and it's a Bandersnatch. But just because she knows there's something gonna be there, but she doesn't know what it is, the anticipation is played out by the slow door animation with the heartbeat bumping in the background. So the player is like, "Oh my god, what's here? This Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs guy just locked me here. I can't go back the way I came. I can only go forward, and there's something waiting for me there. I'm very afraid to open up this door." Or my personal favorite one, also from Code Veronica, is when you get ready to go into the very dark sex chamber. It's not a sex chamber. The very, very dark chamber that Alfred and that doctor in the prison were experimenting with people on. Because when you finally gain access to that area, like they played very, very tricky games with you with the camera angle. Like as soon as you're getting ready to go through a door, there's a body bag that's present, but the camera moves away from its normal positioning and goes from this perspective of the body bag. So as soon as Claire's opening up the door, you hear the body bag start to move and unzip. And hear the boom, 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 boom. Code Veronica is very notorious for that, which is actually very cheeky of them. So a hallway feels longer because you expect something at the end of it. So we'll actually talk about that. So a door feels heavier. A door feels heavier because you're afraid of what's behind it. Because you're afraid of what's behind it. Scare hasn't happened yet. The scare hasn't happened yet. The scare hasn't happened yet. But your body is already bracing for the impact. Your body is bracing for the impact. Okay, we got a lot done today. We finished up that one section, that large section. Then we're about to finish this one up in about 40 minutes worth of work. Nice. So, like I said, unfortunately, I do have to play Silent Hill F. Then later on tonight, I got to do my other project, the sprite animation project. So tomorrow we'll do more of this. But we did a lot today, and we didn't crash. So they fixed the problem that we were having yesterday. Okay, so let's wrap this up. So we've talked about Sound, shadow, anticipation. So let's write it like a little ending passage to go into the next section. So what do I want to do here? That's how games trap you. 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 By making every sound, every shadow, every sound, every shadow. I don't want to write into every pause. In every pause, feel like a threat. A threat. Feel like a threat. Okay. Because you don't fear. You don't fear what's feels ill. You don't fear what's there. What's there. You fear what might you fear what might be there. You fear what might be. Damn it. You don't just fear what's there. You just don't fear what's there. You fear what might be. And sometimes that's worse. I didn't want to end this like that. Okay. All right, source section, but it's all good. So let's read this and we'll start wrapping things up. So this was, we got a lot of stuff done in this series, so that's what matters. So horror doesn't just come from what you see. It's what you hear and sometimes what you don't. A floorboard creaks, a door opens in the distance, crows cawing, and water dripping. None of it is explained, and that's the point. Your brain starts filling in the gaps, creating threats that don't exist, and then there's silence, which is worse. Silence doesn't mean safety. It just means you're waiting for something. It just means you're waiting for something. Or whatever comes next. I forgot the comma. Shadows in a way push this further. In the dark, your eyes never rest. You catch flickers in your peripheral vision, and shapes that shouldn't be there. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's not. Either way, the doubt stays with you. Even looking down the hallway feels unsafe. Darkness starts feeling empty and becomes something alive. Oh, that's so... yeah, we're going to ignore that. Wow. Anticipation is the glue that sticks everything together. Oh, that's so bad. Horror doesn't need to jump at you right away. It's enough to make you believe something will. A hallway feels longer because you expect something at the end of it. A door feels heavier because you're afraid. Whoops. Because you're afraid of what's behind it. The scare hasn't happened yet, but your body is bracing for the impact. And that's how games trap you. By making every sound, every shadow, and every pause feel like a threat. You don't just fear what's there, you fear what might be. And sometimes that's worse. Alright, okay, so tomorrow is actually going to be destroyed perceptions. Nice. Alright, so good stuff. We got a lot done today. As usual, whoever enjoys these VODs, good stuff to you. I'm still pushing, I might have to push this back a little bit, but before I go into deployment, definitely before I go into deployment, this will be released. So be expecting at least an October 5th release for this, because this is going to be a little bit more complex than I thought it was going to be. I thought I'd be able to get it done by October 1st, but I want to make this a good video. So we're gonna cover every nook and cranny, and that's pretty much it. I'll see everybody tomorrow for this. Have a good one, and we'll